Hello, and a slight change of scenery to our normal videos. I'm in Sonning, which is known for its most famous resident, who is, in fact,
George Clooney or Fernanda here.
yeah, well, I'm joined by Fernanda Ellis, and we wish we could actually be advising George Clooney. That would be a wonderful client, wouldn't it? But today we're going to talk about a relevant subject, because I'm actually in the UK for a few weeks. I'm here to, see family and friends, and also a few clients who have returned from Brazil to reside in the UK on a long-term basis. And one subject, we're financial planners, but one subject which some of my clients are asking about, is will planning, estate planning. A bit of a morbid topic, but something we all need to address at some point, right? The sooner the better. And I saw a client last week who was actually asking about how to structure a will, and his assets are mainly in the UK, with some assets remaining in Brazil. Now, how easy is that structure? Do they need two wills, or how does it work?
Yeah, that's an interesting subject, and quite often if you contact a solicitor here, they say you need advice in Brazil. If you contact a Brazilian advice, they'll say you need advice in the UK. But we can certainly look at that into both countries, if it works for both countries.
Sure.
Sometimes it can be that you can have a will in the UK that's also valid in Brazil. It really depends on the terms.
Sure.
And it can make sense to have assets in both countries, because that gives more freedom for people.
Would it be better, let's say most of their wealth is in the UK, but let's say they've got a fund platform, or I don't know, a previdência, or bank account in Brazil, would it make things easier by having another will in Brazil as well, or is that just much of a muchness?
The main factor is to check if there is a conflict of the law. So if the terms of the British will would still apply under Brazilian law, then it's not too much of a problem. But if people are looking to splitting the assets in a way that it is not in line with the Brazilian legislation, then it helps to have two wills in place. And we need to understand where the person is domiciled, their nationality, and things like that. But we can certainly consider case by case.
Sure, and another question. I'm going to be seeing a couple next week, actually. They've come back from Rio and now they're living in London. They've asked me about, will planning. They asked me about a mirror will. I know a little bit about the subject, but I think you're far more qualified to talk to us about what is a mirror will, from the basic level. What is it?
Yeah, so a mirror will is still a will that the will is the same. So husband to wife, wife to husband. But so they are mirrors, they are in the same terms, but each document apply on its own terms. So it's not because it has done as a mirror that if one person cancelled the will, the other one has been cancelled. So they are done together, but it's important to know that either party can just change their mind.
So one party can change that, or both parties can change without the consent of the other. Is that fine?
Yes, they both stand on their own, the document. And that's a very important part of financial planning, not just who you leaving your assets to, but does it make sense in terms of tax? Is it the best tax going to be applicable? Because we have ITCMD in Brazil, a tax on inheritance, and then we have inheritance tax in the UK. So there's ways that we can look into the best taxes.
And one would expect, I guess one would expect ITCMD, the Brazilian donations and death tax. I personally think it's going to increase over time. Maybe not year on year, but I think in 10 years it'll be a lot higher than its current rate, between 4 and 8%, right? Depending on which state you're in. I think it could actually be more than 20% in a decade or so.
People say about 20%. We expect to go to 20%. But there are things people can do, like holding patrimonial and different ways of structuring things to make sure that you plan ahead.
Yeah, and another question is about the location of the will. Is it always stored on paper, or can it be documented online or in an office? What's the go-to procedure for a will?
So British will is still quite old-fashioned document, and in Brazil people find strange that you have a document that it may be secretly kept and it is valid, but the original document must be found. So people can put in an official registrar, they can register and put in a secure and storage. That's something we can arrange. But they can also keep that at home as long as they know that there is no party that might destroy that document. If you trust that you know the terms of the will are such that no one's going to be interested in destroying the original document, then you can keep it home, but make sure the executors know where to find it.
Sure, and there's an office, there's a registry office option as well, right?
There is, there is some official storage. So before, every time that we're doing a probate, we can certainly assist with probate. The first point is to look if there is a valid will, and we can certainly look into these official storage places.
Great. Well, I hope that was useful. And our contact details are in the video description. And obviously this is great. This is the first video we're making together rather than you know, in person, rather than some of the other videos we've recorded on our respective channels where we're in different locations and doing it via Zoom. So good to meet you.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you for coming all the way. Okay,
Thank
lovely.
You.